Thank you, Arturo. Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias, familia. I'm thrilled to be here. It feels like home. It's good to be home. It's good to be with my NALEO family. Thank you all for your warm embrace. I've seen so many of you and had an opportunity last night to talk to a bunch of you and catch up and have dinner and just enjoy a few social moments. And I'm thrilled to be back. It's a little bit surreal. I got so used to NALEO, and it became such a staple in my life that it's kind of weird to live without it. So I'm going through withdrawals right now. You'll forgive me. I'm very glad that I have the opportunity to serve our country and serve this president and serve our community as the director of the White House Office of Urban Affairs, and to look at the state of affairs of urban America, where the lion's share of the Latino population lives and works and plays and is living out their lives. I am appreciative of the invitation of this president to work in the White House. Some of you have asked me, are you having fun? I think fun is not a word that fits with a 16-hour day, so it's thrilling. If you've been to an amusement park and you get on a roller coaster, that's what it is, every day. And it is all good. You heard Nancy subtly talk about some of the elements of the agenda that this president has undertaken, and the intensity with which we're approaching this agenda and presenting it to the American people, to the world, and to the Congress of the United States, and getting the important legislation before Congress and argued and passed. It is a high-intensity environment. I'm glad to be among colleagues like Nancy Sutley, who has dedicated so much of her life to energy, environment, water quality work, and is a highly regarded and respected professional in the field, and happens to be bi-coastal, and Latina. I think Argentina is part of the family heritage, and you should know you're going to be hearing from Cecilia Munoz, I think, on Friday and on Saturday. She is the Director of Intergovernmental Affairs at the White House. She is a known entity in our community, in the advocacy community. She was with NCLR for better than 20 years. She is a dynamo. She knows the issues that we grapple with and that this community grapples with, and is there to fight on behalf of the issues that we and the challenges that our community faces. And so we've got probably more Latinos in this administration than any other administration before. This president has made an important gesture. So I was trying to figure out, how do I do this? Because I'm among family. And, you know, I had these scripted remarks, and then I said, I was leaving the room, and I said, take them out. You're going to talk to family, just talk to them about what's going on and about the challenges we face. And let's talk turkey about what we need to do. and you know, I still have to get used to saying, greetings on behalf of the President of the United States of America. That's pretty cool, right? I think we all have to get used to that, right, Nancy? It's, you know, it's this, you know, you kind of pinch yourself, and you walk into the West Wing, and you go in the morning meeting, and you hear about the national security issues, and you hear about what's happening in Iraq and Iran and Afghanistan and North Korea, and the pulse of the economy. And you're sitting there and saying, you know, we're here. We are in this conversation, leading the greatest democracy on this planet. And so it is a great honor. And I mentioned to Erica, who has become a friend over the years, I said, you know what? NALEO has to pat itself on the back. NALEO has to recognize what it has caused and what it has done and the impact that this organization is making. I want to say to my friend, Arturo Vargas, thank you for dedicating your life to this cause. Thank you. As the kids in the Bronx would say, you're the bomb. But that's old school because now my kids say that I don't know how to speak slang. Bomb is old, fresh is old is new, cool is hot, hot is cool. I don't know where we're coming from. But this organization has become the breeding ground and the farm team for leadership. And I asked Eric, I said, didn't Federico Peña, who was Secretary of Transportation and Energy, wasn't he part of this organization? She said, yep. Wasn't Henry Cisneros part of it? Yep. And you just go down the list. And so for you all who are here, and the guys who I hate this morning who are playing golf and I'm not out there with them, that are part of this great organization and this great cause, you should know that you are shaping the future of this country. Every time that we cultivate the leadership, talents, and qualities of one of these folks, these leaders, whether it's a school board member, a city council member, a state or county legislator, a mayor, whatever it is, a member of Congress, a new member of Congress, a county commissioner, and we give them this network of 6,000 elected officials, the ability to pick up the phone and get best practices and best ideas from around the country and test your ideas, the ability to have a sounding board. You're building leadership for the future of this country. And so I simply wanted to say thank you to the organization and for the opportunity that you granted me to be the leader for a little while. The president walked into a very difficult situation, and I want to just paint the picture and get down to what we need to do. Here's the big picture. President walks into a situation where at war in Iraq, in Afghanistan, we're trying to pull out of a war that didn't make sense from the start. We're trying to complete the work of going after global terrorism in Afghanistan. We're dealing with the issues of Pakistan and the relationship to India and all the complications of geopolitics. The North Koreans revving up their anti-global movement and rhetoric and anti-West, anti-American, anti-freedom rhetoric. Iran and the bubbling desire now boiling over for freedom and democracy and a free, open society where women can be treated as equals and people can speak their minds and make their choices. He walked into a very difficult situation. Difficulties in Latin America with rogue leaders emerging, the Moraleses of the world and the Chavezes of the world, fomenting anti-Western, anti-American sentiments and rhetoric, and so many other challenges, and then a global economic crisis. Domestically, an economy that was crumbling, a housing market that crashed, the auto industry, the foreclosure impact, the loss of jobs, and on and on. You know the story. And then there's the response, the stimulus package that goes targeted to communities and tries to stimulate activity and save and produce 3.5 million jobs and ensure that this thing doesn't just fall apart and go over the cliff. A budget that starts to set the priorities of investment in the